Today's video has been made possible by the EA Creator Network. This video contains footage from a product in development and is not reflective of the final product. Things like gameplay, content, tuning, assets and player ratings may differ in FIFA 23. What's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video, another gameplay video we got for you today. This is what FIFA Ultimate Team may look like, as I mentioned. But we got some gameplay showing you how to use the left analog stick. It's going to be another difficult one where we try to speak and play at the same time. But I'm going to explain to you how you can use left stick and how you can use left stick dribbling inside the game. What we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through it. Now you can see exactly how I'm maneuvering the left analog stick. Now technical dribbling has changed, okay? So it's similar to last year, but it's not as, so like if you flick the left analog stick, it's not as reactive, but it still works. But you can see you have different kind of movements now. Now, it does take some time. It will be a steep learning curve initially, but the benefit of this new system is you can do stutter feints and things that you could never do with just the left analog stick independently. In fact, even I am still learning, so I'm not even an expert on this yet, but I've got some couple of tips here that I think can help you take your left analog stick to another level. So taking a touch. So the same way as last year, when you get the ball, just take a touch away from your opponent. Like that, take a touch. If I get a chance number like here, and what I'm gonna do is just gonna get the ball up. And as you can see, when I took a touch going towards my opponent was able to intercept the ball over there. I'm gonna take a touch here with Eusebio. No, Eusebio? I meant we're gonna take a touch there with Mbappe, not Eusebio. Gonna use the run and jockey here. Run and jockey, we're just going to run back. And don't forget the new adaptive player switching as well. We're going to go for the new slide tackle as well, just to cover that passing lane. And we end up getting the ball back. We're going to do an L1 triangle, which has gone a bit more manual now. So again, if I want to stall for time, I can still do it. I can still do the shimmy as well. Those remember my OG skill move, the shimmy. So you can see I do it like that, and you can fake it. So you can slow down, stutter like that, and you can still do it, but it's not as quick as you may be used to moving the left analog stick. So my best advice is when you get it, just rotate the left analog stick. Have a look at how I'm rotating it. So I'm actually maxing it out completely. And what I'm doing is, before your opponent moves into a direction, kind of predict where they're going to go. So for example, like here, I'm predicting he's going to come towards me. So I'm taking a touch well in advance. And my best advice, instead of flicking it straight away, take a touch and hold it. So as I said, don't flick like this to change direction very quickly. Take a touch, hold the ball, and then use it. Going to head for the normal slide tackle. Almost was a goal there, to be honest. Fair play. Yeah, so what I was saying is, take a touch and then hold it for a second longer than you would normally. So you can see last year I normally just flick this, but you can see now I'm holding it just 1 second longer. You see it half a second longer. So you can see I'm not flicking it like this, moving like this. I'm holding it just almost half a second longer than I need to. And try to see visually how the player is moving. And that will be the best way to maneuver. If you're not sure, my best advice is, if someone comes towards you, just hold the left analog stick completely in that way. And if you use that in combination with a skill move, for example, like here, we're going to use the explosive fake shot, you can see that, and don't forget the explosive fake shot, you need above 85 acceleration and sprint speed and a 4-star skill to do it. It can be very, very effective. Don't forget also some players like Mbappe do have explosive running. So their first couple of steps are actually very, very quick. So you can use kind of like a sprint boost with a left analog stick to give you a bit of a speed boost inside the game. I'm going to run and jockey here and try to get the ball back. So I can explain. So you like left analog stick here, and then you can sprint into a gap. See that? So you can left analog stick here, or we try to. That was good defending from my opponent. But you see how initially we use a left analog stick to go into a gap, and then once we were further away from our defenders, we could use it. And don't forget, as also when you're defending, the speed of the player is influenced by the defense awareness when using the run and jockey. Don't forget that. There's also a new thing you can do also that I forgot to mention. You can actually request a pass with your opposite side, your foot, outside of foot shot pass, by holding the L2 button. Now, it does kind of coincide with kind of like a skilled pass, like a fancy pass. But have a look at this. So you see with Robertson, I requested that pass. So you see I did the L2 plus the through ball. And you can see that pass, I requested it with the outside of the foot. You can see that same thing over there. So just do bear that in mind. Here we're going to go left stick dribbling, going to go fake upwards, and we're going to go downwards, and we're going to go for kind of a mid-tier shot. So you can see the left stick dribbling is still being used the exact same way, except for I don't rotate it quickly and shiftly. I kind of slightly maneuver one way. Still at speed I maneuver it, but I hold for a second. That's the key. Just remember, plan it a bit earlier and hold. That's the best advice I can give you when trying to go from FIFA 22 or an older FIFA to 23. So just kind of, so you're going to see, I'm going to go a bit earlier now, hold it for a second longer, and then turn away. And then you can get these incremental changes, and you can do these very, very intricate dribbling in these tight areas. Look at this. Do you see why this new system is so intuitive? Because you can get the ball into these really nice areas. So once you know how to do it, you can then put a combination of left analog stick. So you can kind of partially move it one way, then partially move it the other way to create a fake interaction. And we're going to go here with, I think that's a penalty because I brought him down now. Yep. That's the only downside of using a hard slide tackle. You can see with so much velocity on the ball, we ended up conceding it. And that's going to be the new penalty. Now, the penalties always stay roughly on target unless you do overpower. So I'm just going to stick in the middle here. And that was a very, very good top bin. So he aimed it and he ended up going for the top bins shot, which is a very, very effective penalty. And you can see this in a new replay as well. We're just going to make a change now. And we're going to make a change. And we're just going to put some other player there. We're just going to put Lorente there temporarily. And then what we're going to do is we're going to leave Salah there, to be honest. So what we might do is I'm going to probably move here. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to take Ronaldo off. I want to put Haaland in midfield. Yes, another one of my antics. But players like Haaland this year are much more effective. In other FIFAs, they might have not been as effective as they once were. But in this FIFA, he really is. I'm going to do an L1 trigger there. Just going to wait. And you can see it coincides that requesting that pass outside of the foot with the fancy pass. But you can see, look at that. You get these really nice trajectories if you're trying to make that pass. Like a Trivela kind of pass, it is very effective. Going to get the ball to Mbappe and Haaland. And you can see, look, even him, he hasn't got the best agility and balance, but look how he holds the ball very, very well. Which in other FIFAs, for example, he might not have that. Going to run back and be a bit aggressive here, and you can see, look, that is the new mechanic I said with player switching. It's called the adaptive, which you can turn on and off. Going to end up making that pass. And by the way, there's a new thing you can actually use for the goalkeeper, and I need to give the ball to the goalkeeper's hands here, and the way to do that, it will be just to header the ball backwards. So I believe if you press R2 and X, you get this new goalkeeper pass, which is very, very effective, which I really, really like. I think that's the right controls, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a threaded kind of throw pass. It's actually a very, very effective pass there. And while we're here as well, I might as well show you just a couple of new things that I briefly touched upon. There's a new power shot mechanic that can be changed. So you can see the settings that have been changed as well. The game settings. You can now actually see what camera angle on the right in the bottom corner. You can see, look here, you can see what camera angle you want to change to, whereas before you couldn't really see it properly. And what I was referring to was the power shot zoom. And this is when you do the L1 and R1 and the circle button, the game zooms in for you. I think leave it on because the reason why I say this is at least you know when your opponent is going to do a power shot. Does that make sense? So that's my best advice for that. For normal movement, I would say if you're trying to apply pressure, don't apply the run and jockey as much for attackers anymore, because you can see now, look how slow Neymar's moving, even with that not top tier pace, but good pace anyway. You can see, look at Robertson, look how smoothly he moves with the run and jockey, and that is because he's got good defensive awareness. Same with Kante, look how quick he maneuvers. Players like Kante are going to be so effective, but if I got a player like Haaland, which I'm going to now choose with adaptive player 1, you can see a player like Haaland, he doesn't move as quick. So don't hold the run and jockey as much anymore, only when there's a chance for you to get the ball. So unless it was with a CDM, you can kind of hold it the entire time. But if you got, for example, an attacker, my best advice is cut the passing lane out with a run button, and then I would say switch to the run and jockey. Here we're going to see Mbappe, and we're going to go use that explosive fake shot. Bam. We tried to got a bit lucky with it. We got away with it. But, you know, it's a very, very effective mechanic that I like to use inside the game. And we're going to bring the goalkeeper out here, and the goalkeeper should be able to get that perfect. We're going to try to head the ball before my opponent, and we're a bit further away. That's the reason why we got it. And Haaland in midfield. We're going to try to request an outside the foot pass. Get the ball back there, nice. And it's a new skill move, by the way. It's called the open up bake shot, standing open up bake shot. You do have the jogging variation as well. The jogging variation is the exact same thing. When you're jogging, you just press the L1 button. I'll show you right over here. And you see you get like a 280 degrees kind of spin. I really, really enjoy it. So imagine if you get the ball, for example, and you guys know how I like my fake shots. If you get the ball to Mbappe, for example, you can think about it. Just use it or use one of those ones in comparison. A bit unlucky there. And in these examples here, don't forget the instant slide tackle. I always call it instant, but it's called the hard slide tackle. But the hard slide tackle is a very, very effective feature, not only for cutting the passing lanes out. Here we're going to switch to player in the middle, and again we can switch to, for example, Wan-Bissaka if we need to. So in that example, I just did it for no reason. But before with player relative, you couldn't effectively switch that player, but now you can. I'm going to do an L1 trigger over there. Going to go with that's a regular slide tackle, and have a look at for example, the hard slide tackle. So watch once I'm in the vicinity. Have a look at hard slide tackle. He's gone with another amazing shot. And that's that new shot mechanic. He's doing an L2 plus the shoot button. And what you're doing is you're getting, and this is the new kind of instant replay animation. And have a look, he does that Trivela type shot. So he's doing a shot and he's requesting it with the outside of his foot. And that is why it's very, very effective. We're going to make that pass into the space there. Quick 1-2. Kante can't really shoot there. We ended up going with a regular scoop fake shot there because we didn't kind of... My best advice with those fake shots, they don't work. You kind of have to aim more of like a 90 degrees from the direction you're facing as opposed to a 45 degree, because a 45 degree still gives you a scoop turn. So do remember that. What a goal that would have been there. That's very nice. I think lacking a striker now. We are now suffering. But I believe we don't have another formation really set up. Make a pass there. We try to do that fake shot there. Gone for the slide tackle. And you can see, look at that. You see that speed boost? How that explosive fake shot gives you that speed boost and is very, very effective as well. Going to go again with the hard slide tackle. Now we're going to get the ball back here. Do a 1-2. Didn't really work out. Going to be a bit aggressive here now. Get the ball back now. Nice pass there. That's not the pass that I really wanted. I wanted to get the ball there. We can try to go to ultra attacking, but to be honest, I don't think we even have a centre back. So there's going to be a massive hole in the fence, I believe. I'm going to run here. That's that new skill move, by the way, guys. That's the L1, and then you do the kind of the heel flick. So right analog stick in the direction you're facing, and then backwards, and then use your left analog stick to dictate your exit like this. But I think Haaland's got 3-star skill moves, so he can't do it. I believe it's a 4-star skill move, if I'm not mistaken. But of course, Haaland doesn't have that skill move, so he can't really do it, if I'm not mistaken. Wait for the cutback. Go. Nice cutback. Make that pass there. And we're going to do an L1 triangle, and I believe Mbappe's offside, so we're going to hold the super cancel, or the super cancel is what I like to call it, which is all the analog sticks. Going to switch that play over there. Nice. Running jockey. Going to run back here. Just going to keep running back. Bring the goalkeeper out just a little bit. And unfortunately took it just a bit ever so slightly with Mbappe. But from this video, you should be able to get a bit of an understanding now how left stick dribbling works. You can see a bit of an example now. It's the same kind of principle as last year. You still just take that touch. Let's see if we can try to get this back now. It's going to be difficult, but let's see if we can do it. Let's activate team press and let's try our best to get it back. That's a nice play from my opponent. It's a nice skill move, and he tried to go for the near post one. That's actually a really smart thing to do because I was moving the goalkeeper the entire game. Nice pass there, and I believe he's going to go for that shot. I'm going to use the run and jockey here. And you can see the movement of the run and jockey is very, very effective there. You can get that ball back really, really quickly. 1-2. good play from my opponent. I think it might be just ever so slight. As you can see, we're missing that left mid. That way it's probably going to cost us. But anyway, that's a good example. Hope I showed you a good example, especially with a good player as well, so you know roughly how to move your left analog stick. But you can see it's so effective. You can still move the left analog stick very, very well. I think it just takes a bit of practice. So do give it a bit of practice because it won't work instantly. So you might not be used to it in the beginning, but over time it will work. But anyway, that is the left stick dribbling live tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, pause a little bit, hold it a bit longer. Don't forget you can even dribble with some of the players that you thought you couldn't with. So even like Salah, for example, like here, I can go like this, fake one way. Then once you know what you're doing, you can go through these intricate movements and you can really, trick your opponent. But anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and of course, I'll catch you next time. Peace out.